my little altar of everything that's meaningful and sacred to Raven, or like to Raven when she was here, and things done for Raven that I know would be meaningful as well, such as right here from wonderful, wonderful, awesome friend of both mine and Raven's, from out here, who we've only gotten to know for 5 years. And this is a poem she wrote. There it is, Christine Gillick, August 30th, 2021. So 5 days after Raven passed. Shining eyes of misty morning, sparkling deep within my mind. Raven locks of darkest evening, black as if my eyes were blind. Mind as if you knew my own, the deepest corners you must have known. Why I loved you, why I cried when I touched the way you died. So many people mean so much to me. I can't just choose one person, but Christine is a very special person. It means a lot to me. Karen out here is a real special person. My neighbors, John and Bob, and their families are amazing. I know John the most, but I know I'll be getting to know Bob over time. They're all amazing people. Jacqueline Lopez, I've been getting to know. Abby Fry, Don Cashin, of course. All the folks at I love all the folks at Birds Creek General Farm Supply, and I love the folks at York River Meats. I love many other people as well. Joshua, who has the hot dog stand and sausage stand, and who never backs down. And I love her chutzpah and her courage, not afraid to tell people to fuck off if they need to be told. I thank my dogs, Khaleesi and Tor, for just being here for me. They're my physical contact, my access to holding, touching, hugging, beyond that which is comfortable with the average human being, kind of thing. They're that part for me. And I gotta tell you, today I had an experience, and I'm still carrying the emotions from it, as you can hear. Here's my doors. Yeah, I was walking the dogs. It was late, and there's an area where I walk by, and every time Khaleesi stops there and lies down, doesn't want to move for a while, and I just always figure, it just happens to be when her hip might be getting sore or something from the long walk, and that's where, it just happens to be where she stops. And I swear, it dawned on me, it hit me like a rock. I just knew how it hit me. I can't even say, but there's the ravens. I'm so glad I put those in there like that. Oh my gosh. So I realized that was where, when Raven ceased to be able to walk a full distance, but still had the whatever to push forward. And then she developed her healing stones, her grounding stones, where she would sit on for her rest break. And that's where that first started. And there's one spot where she mainly hit her first time of need in the walk for sitting on a grounding stone. And that's where Khaleesi stops all the time. She stops all the time, and I don't know whether she thinks Raven's coming back in that sense, like she's fooled, or whether she knows and just wants to be there with Raven's presence. I don't know. Dogs, they're mystical creatures, and they see and feel and take in things that we don't even know exist. So who knows, And that's a thing that always keeps me wondering and questioning things, because there's so much to the program that doesn't stitch together properly the way things are fabricated. And I'm not talking about COVID specific. I'm just talking about life reality and all the reasons and excuses and stuff. And it doesn't stitch together and fit in my mind. And I'm not even a seamstress or whatever, but I know. And yeah, it just is what it is. Anyways, shut up, Damon. Just get back. You were talking about Raven. So yeah, this is just where I collect all my little sacred things that in some way relate to Raven. I keep my incense here as well. I've got a book that I've wanted to read that Karen lent to me, and along with some wonderful incense and some Tibetan prayer flags. Karen is Buddhist, practicing Buddhist, as was her husband, who passed away recently. And sort of our connection, or one of them. And there's the incense, and there's my little prayer flags that I want to put up. I want to charge them on the altar first. And here, this is what I wanted to read. I've listened to him talk, not in person, but on YouTube. And here it is. No surprise that we connected. There's times where I just want to quit and just exit this world. And then there's bigger times where I just know there's so much going on. And boy, if I left, then all Raven's plans would have been for just up in smoke. So of course I wouldn't. It's just that I allow myself to have those emotions and those feelings because it's important. I'm looking for an extension cord power bar kind of thing that I spent a lot of money on, that has 4 USB ports plus a bunch of plugs. And I don't think I took it out of the box. I don't have that memory. So I brought in the box. I checked in the car. I didn't leave it there. I stuck it somewhere. Absent-mindedly, of course, because my mind is always somewhere else. Oh, it's a wonderful little setup too. And I wanted to use it while I carve my pumpkin, which is next tonight, for a while. I was up really late drawing and stuff on it last night because I was up late, invited to Abby's sauna with Abby and Kevin, which was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Took me a long time to get there. It was a weird route that my GPS took me on. It took me 40 minutes. Should be closer to half an hour max. But yeah, I don't know what I did with that power bar, because I'd really like to plug it in and work on my pumpkin right here. Oh yeah, by the way, look at this. I got a heater. This is what Karen lent me. It's kerosene, so I have it outside just so I can sit in front of it every so often and warm up. I'm just concerned about the fumes, even though it's a big open space and lots of area. I may be fine, but I just don't want to take the risk. So, and I don't have a CO2 thing to let me know. So this is how we're going to do it. Now, where did I got these? This was all in the same box. Got these for carving the pumpkin. And that's where I got that from Canadian Tire. So there's somewhere I pulled some plastic bag or something, and I must have taken, because I also got, I got that from Home Hardware. Shit. Well, anyways, you guys don't need to see me rooting around, but I also just want to say something. It's kind of weird, but I got to share everything, right? It's my little part of my project. I get a lot of comfort now. I used to be really nervous and stuff, but now I get a lot of comfort making these little videos. Like, I don't know, I'm talking and I feel like I'm with people, and it just feels good. Just feels good. So yeah, mainly I just want to have people realize, those that don't, and if you do, well, then you just got confirmation that anything you guys do, any little creations you make, you know, in Raven's name or something, like Rula, very long time friend Rula of mine and Raven's, made a song for her, wrote a song and performed it. I posted that a while back. Where did I put that power bar? I'm looking for the power bar as I talk, or I'm talking as I look for the power bar, whichever one. I think they're both realistic. So I don't know, but it would be very useful right now. That's why I bought it. Maybe it fell out somewhere in the car. Maybe I'll go and look. But anyways, thank you very much, folks. I, you know, I'm just going to repeat myself. So I just want to emphasize that this is, you know, I sometimes sound very positive, and I am, but this is a very difficult time for me, very difficult. And I was trying to figure out how to explain this. Trying to figure out how to explain this, and the best way I can is my story about the butterfly and the imaginal cells in the caterpillar that become the butterfly, and how the caterpillar does its hope I didn't turn this upside down. I hope nothing's all upside down now. But anyways, the caterpillar does its thing, spins its cocoon chrysalis, and then starts to get eaten by the imaginal cells, the butterfly that are within it. And from what I read from an expert in this field, and I've read other stuff as well, similar, from other experts, the caterpillar goes through real death struggle, not getting it, of why and what is happening. So the caterpillar is just following suit, going with something, but it doesn't have the knowledge of what's beyond. Does that mean that nothing is happening? Like, this is the question. Because the caterpillar cannot perceive anything beyond with its senses, does that mean that nothing's going to happen? Well, I'm using this in another way to explain me as I go through my process at this point. And sometimes I'm walking through the forest and I just moan. Some kind of noise comes out of me. First time it happened, I was on the phone. This was when Raven was still alive after surgery. And oh God, I was in hell of a state. And this moan came out of my mouth. I didn't even do it. It happened. It was happening. And then I got broken out of that experience by the friggin' phone. I somehow was calling, I think, Hydro One or something. And that's when it happened. And then I got woken out of this experience with a lady's voice going, hello, hello. And I was just so embarrassed and embarrassed and upset that it had been stopped. And I just hung up. But I've had many of those experiences, and I'm doing my best to let them out, let them flow. And I know it's important to do that. I feel it. And that's what's important, is to be in touch with my feelings, among other things. And, okay, hold on. How am I going to do this? I got to just pour out. How am I going to do this? I need another pan. That would probably do it. So anyways, the caterpillar not knowing, and the imaginal cells of the butterfly, and the caterpillar going through this struggle because of its limitation of its perceptions, which seems to be a great parallel with us, with our limited perceptions, and quite often our arrogance as humanity, as humans, not specifically one person or another, with thinking we know it all. Because our limited senses give us this illusion that there's nothing more, except when a scientist comes up with an idea and everyone blesses them because they have a couple letters after their name, which gets kind of tiring because we do tend to worship these scientists and doctors. Oh, fuck off. Ah, you heard me swear. Isn't that nice? At least you get the real thing. I'm dropped all my mushrooms because I'm trying to do everything with one damn fucking hand, because I don't have a cameraman following me around. I can't afford it. A few more mushrooms over here. I don't think you can even see me, but fuck it. I'm now swearing on camera, so that's good. Let it out. Let it out. Okay, still don't know how the fuck I'm gonna fucking throw it on the ground. Pick it up later. I gotta pour some drinking quality water to rinse my mushrooms here, because I've got to eat dinner and it's getting late, so I want to have some food in me for when I start working on this pumpkin project. It's very important. Definitely got to rinse them now. And it wasn't the worst place in the world to drop it. It's not like in Chinatown with the Hong Kong dollars, silver dollars and stuff. It's not like the city. So I can be, pretty confident that it's only a footprints and things. So fuck it. I'm eating these mushrooms. That's just that. And don't waste the water. Pour it in my sink. And I probably would want to do one more little mini rinse. And yeah, thanks folks for just hanging with me for a bit. I just feel like I need some company. That's all. I guess I'm having to get used to the non-physical company, like with Raven. Maybe that's what I'm destined for, is being a hermit out here with people just being with me in essence or something. I don't know. We'll see how things unfold. But anyways, back to the caterpillar imaginal cell thing. I want to get this said because it's an important thing that came to me. So sometimes you'll get me saying how good I'm feeling and how I interpret things about Raven and, setting up the healing portal and everything, and it's all true. And then another piece of me pops in at some point, and maybe it's a piece of me that is like a child and just doesn't get it, traumatized, that kind of thing. Or maybe, some other part of me. There's many parts in us. And in this case, some of them, like the ones you've heard the most, and it's what keeps me going, is this plan and this belief. And as it unfolds, it's coming to me bit by bit. And gotta get a knife to cut these mushrooms. But yeah, things open up to me, and I can just tell when it's not my thought and that it's come to me. Whether it's Raven, whether it's the universe, God, whatever. There's little distinctions, but generally speaking, things do open up to me, present themselves to me, clear as a bell, clear as a whistle, loud as a bell, whatever you call it. So anyways, the me that has it pretty together and I sound really good and all that jazz, that would be the imaginal cells of the butterfly in the caterpillar. And then when you hear me going through a hard time, it doesn't negate my other self, or the other part of myself, they're all in here together. They're, and I would like to say, and be so bold as to say, that you're all in the same boat in that sense. You're all very complicated, very complex, very wonderful, beautiful beings. Every single one of you, whether you got a vaccination or didn't get a vaccination, and what you believe and all that shit, who gives a fuck right now? You're amazing, beautiful, wonderful people that have not a clue, or maybe you have a clue, but generally are not in touch with your true potential. And it's not like I know what your true potential is. I'm not some expert. I don't think there's too many of them, because I don't think anyone really knows, because it hasn't unfolded yet. But I think a lot of people have a clue. I do. I believe in it wholeheartedly. So yeah, so there's imaginal cells speaking one point of the butterfly, and other times it's the caterpillar in distress and very wounded. And I will be honest, yes, a lot of the time you hear me sound so together, and then another time you hear me so wounded, and you might go, well, I don't think he knows which way he's going. And I do know which way I'm going. This is part of the healing, and part of the allowing for me is letting this come to me, letting things go. There's a process happening, and I don't need to know. I don't remember sticking it back there. That's weird. Okay, so here's my power bar. It's got 4 little USB ports, and I wanted to put that up for my thing. So anyways, yeah, that's what came to me, was that kind of using that as a metaphor for the parts of me that are back and forth, because I wasn't sure, like, giving you the honesty and authenticity, and how is that being received. I don't get a lot of comments, I will say, or they're very short, few, far between. But I don't know. I don't comment or do comment. It is what it is. But I'm not going to read into anything. But I would love a little more interaction. If anyone feels like it, maybe someone's had a similar experience and they want to share something. Like whatever. What the fuck? It is what it is. It evolves and flows the way it flows. But I would... trying to get this open. Oh my god, hermetically sealed or what? Come on. Here we go. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna cut this. Oh my god. Like...